Brits these days can afford to buy their way into the exclusive private gardens in London's most expensive streets. The residents now are a cosmopolitan mix of Russians, Arabs and Asians. Millionaire migrants, the immigrants you don't hear politicians complaining about. In Eaton Square, even Margaret Thatcher's flat may well be bought by a Russian. They're the biggest investors in prime London property, vastly outbidding British buyers. While the most expensive home in Kensington Palace Gardens is owned by an Indian billionaire. So what is this influx of foreign wealth doing to the British economy?
And the sweeter the aftertaste, then the better the wine.
And at £500 a bottle, this Chateau Yquem dessert wine is pretty sweet.
Sexy.
Sexy.
Once you've got the super prime property, clearly you need to fill the wine cellar, and the Antique Wine Company are more than happy to help.
We really need a cellar of about 20,000 bottles in total. And
as the population of millionaire migrants has grown, so has an industry dedicated to servicing their every whim.
I think that our market here would be much smaller without them, which means that we would employ less people, I guess, and we'd have a much smaller business here in the UK.
So what if you want to live and work in Britain, but you don't come from another EU country, you don't have the precise skills required for a visa, maybe you don't even speak English? Don't worry, it's not a problem, as long as you've got a spare £1 million. In that case, the doors are open. Investing £1 million in the UK economy allows you to move here immediately and gets you permanent residency rights in just under 3.5 years. Invest £10 million and you can jump the queue even faster, just 2 years until you have the right to remain. To get her visa, Mira Anafina from Kazakhstan invested some of her $1 million in her Bond Street jewellery shop. Like many wealthy economic migrants, she sees Britain as a safe place to keep your money. It's easy and tax efficient to invest in property here, and so there are plenty of other wealthy foreigners ready to buy her diamonds.
In London, it's I mean, legislation, they are so friendly to all of those, and plus, like, especially when you have money, you can buy easily property here. You know, just you have so many experience, you have so many nice big stories. Let's say I settled for London now, and doesn't make sense to move to any direction now. So as soon as I have my business here, as soon as I have my friends here and my apartments, why not?
Every shop in Bond Street now has a Russian speaker on the staff. These super elite businesses do profit from all this foreign wealth. The rest of the British economy, not so much. And what about the things money can't buy? Well, if you're rich enough, you can pay for those too.
All the services of their lifestyle.
For a fee, a concierge like Jana can introduce you to all the right people and help you get your kids into the very best schools.
Actually, people asking for the best of the best. They would like to live in best locations. They like to go to best schools, best restaurants, best banks, best investment ideas. So actually, they're looking for the best of the best.
In search of the best, some of the money does leak out of London into privileged gated communities like St George's Hill in Surrey.
This property is on the market at a guide price of 15.
That's £15 million, in case you were wondering.
This is leisure, complete leisure, balanced by spa, pool, and a steam and a sauna room over through there. And this, once again, is very much standard.
When all this wealth is kept behind electric gates, is it really contributing to the wider British economy?
So if you were entertaining and you had champagne and canapes being delivered, you would serve from a servery kitchen such as that.
Sure, someone will be paid to serve the champagne, someone else to cook and clean, but the money does largely stay here among the already uber-rich. London attracts most of the overseas money. £5 billion a year pours into the capital's property market. Russians are by far the biggest spenders, but buyers are also flooding in from Greece, Spain, Italy and France, getting their money out of the Eurozone. For them, London's a good investment, a safe haven in turbulent times, but it also pumps up the prices for everyone else.
I think there's a danger of perhaps creating a mini housing bubble in London, and it's something we certainly don't want to see. As these prime properties become scarcer and scarcer, of course, demand starts spilling down to the next tier below, so therefore starts pumping up prices excessively.
Prime property prices in central London have risen 50% in the last 4 years. They're now at an all-time high. In fact, houses in London's 10 most expensive boroughs are now worth as much as all the homes in Scotland, Wales and Northern Ireland combined. That's good news if you own one of these fancy pads. Probably not if you don't, and never will.